Hello, everybody. I'm Nino Sarauli from Gori, and I'm happy that I'm here and I have opportunity to conduct this session. First of all, I want to ask you get to know each other. Please, you should stand up and ask the names to each other. After that, you should make a line according to your names. According to first letter of your names. So please stand up, ask the names to each other and make a line in an alphabet order according to your names. Yes. This would be better. Ask the names to each other, please. Okay, so thank you very much. Now you should change your seats as you see. You two, please sit together. Then you two, Elena, and you, and so on. Please take your seats next to your partner. Yeah. Okay. Nino, sit please. Thank you very much. I wanted to make groups, but it's a bit difficult now with this situations. How did I group you? What do you think about it? What did you notice? Yes, Nina?
The alphabet order.
Yes.
According to the first letters.
Yes, you made a group.
Pairs.
Yeah.
You made pairs, sorry.
Yeah, we made pairs.
Yeah, I made peers.
Okay, maybe you needed to ask each other questions.
Yes.
Just to elicit the names as a kind of get-to-know activity.
Get to know activity. And what do you think? Why is it important to know grouping techniques? How to make groups? What do you think? Why is it important
All
to
students
know?
are engaged. Everyone is doing something. No one is passive. And
When students feel that all of them are important and all of them are engaged in doing something, it's kind of a kinesthetic as well. So students with kinesthetic intelligence will feel confident and happier while doing this task.
Okay, so I use one of the technique. I ask you to make a line according to your names in an alphabet order, and after that I make these peers or groups. It depends on the situation. And what do you think? Why is it important to know grouping techniques?
Yes. So it is important because, sometimes it happens that some of the students don't want to work with a particular student.
Yeah.
In this case, they have no choice, so they have to work with the student, which is his peer, according to the activity. So it's kind of so you make them work in groups or in peers.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Nina?
I think that sometimes we need some funny ways of regrouping or repairing because the students need to stand up, walk around, and maybe it's not only the way of for grouping or getting new peers. It's one kind of thing that just maybe for as an icebreaker, maybe also when your students are just tired and you want them to change and be more active. This will be a kind of thing that which will refresh your students.
Okay, you're right. Thank you very much. So now I have this basket. Here is given some slip of papers. I want to ask you to take one. Take, please, Inka. Please. Okay, open it. So as you see here is given some text information about grouping techniques. Here is given some techniques. Some of you has handout number 1, some of them number 2 and number 3. Now please, I want to ask you to sit round the table 1 if you have handout number 1. I don't know how to manage, but try to make groups, please. So group number 1, if you have handout 1, sit round here. Next one. Group number 2. Yes.
Group number 2.
And group number 3. Yes, here. I want to ask you to discuss these techniques in your group, and after that you should choose one technique and you should demonstrate it. You should plan one technique and demonstrate it. Please discuss these techniques in your groups.
So we are going to distribute these sticky notes. Please don't look at your notes and walk around in the class and form a group without saying a word. Just look at each other's notes. Don't look at your cards. Walk around and don't say a word. What are we doing?
When we are taking your papers, then we don't read what is there.
Can we say a word?
No.
So we are forming a group silently. Can we look at our cards?
No. And how can
Look at each other's cards and you can get the idea how you can form a group. Don't say a word. Don't look at your card. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Can you help me choose the ball?
On the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have, how many groups do we have? 4 groups. So first one, you are cake. What about you? You chocolate. Next group, fruits and ice cream. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Sit down. Thank you. Group number 1. Great. Now, thank you very much, group number 1. Now it's your turn, please. Group number 2.
Something similar.
Okay, I'll give you.
I'll show in our small group.
We have written here. Here's in the corner. I mean, cornet. We have vegetables and fruits. It's something similar, but kind of a different way. I mean, you have to choose the one, unfold it, and you have to find your group by it's okay. Okay, guys, you can read it now, and you can find your words from your category. Avocado. We have a, I mean, it's unusual thing for Georgia, and we need some experts' comments. Is it fruit or vegetables? I know, actually. Is it fruit? Yes, it is. So, yes, it is fruit. So, fruits. Please, fruits, make a line from this side, I mean, and vegetables from this side. You can use actually other categories like we have here, cars or maybe some popular buildings. Or
So we have 2 groups.
yes,
First one, fruit and
vegetables. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And now, group number 3. Who will demonstrate? Okay, let's demonstrate here.
Yeah, okay. So choose. Okay, yeah, okay. Choose 4 pictures with the pictures. The pictures are representing different topics. Then cut the pictures into 4 parts. Then put them into the basket.
Demonstrate.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just demonstrate.
Okay. So I hope. So.
You should
No,
make
shoot.
groups.
Yeah, I know. Ah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
I got confused.
don't teach us to.
Okay, please choose.
The picture.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. 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 So, and one is okay. And now, please find your partner, find your group. Yeah. So the picture should match your picture, your piece of picture. You have to find your partners to make a complete picture. Did you find your group? Okay, good. Okay, so we have 4 groups, and so what's your topic?
A knight is fighting with an eagle, or yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a picture, yes. So what's yours? Dolls, toys, yes. What is yours, ladies? Okay, what is yours? Football, sports, yeah. And what is yours?
Animals.
Animals, great. So we have 4 groups.
Thank Thank you very much. Sit
Yeah,
down,
it was the
please.
most creative. Well done.
So we saw some techniques how to make groups. First of all, it was according to the alphabet order, then according to the handouts, and after that we had your own demonstrations. Now, please, I want to ask you. Why is it important to know how to make groups? What do you think after this demonstration? Group number 1. I have this question with you.
So I
Yes,
think
Nino?
that grouping is a very... Shall I
Yes.
switch it on?
Yeah, of course.
So I think that grouping is a very essential thing, and especially when you're working with a big number of students, so 30 and more. And if you don't give the clear instructions, there will be some misunderstandings. So that's it. You should definitely know how to regroup and group the student, not to make any extra noise and any extra misunderstandings.
And what do you think about your demonstration?
So
It was a little bit confusing.
Yes.
But the idea was that the students were like, when we asked you not to say a word, and when we asked you not to look at the card that you have, it still, you could still form, like it needed more, like you could still form a group because you could see others, and then like pointing and showing that the things that are similar could give you a hint. And I think they were able to form the group. Maybe like so they showed us that the instructions should be very clear, and the listeners should listen carefully to exactly know what they are supposed to do.
Okay,
I
thank
think.
you very much. Now, group number 2. Yes, please.
I think instructions must be very simple, and doing line or doing groups must be very simple, not so complicated. You can use some different colors of papers, or I don't know what else. It can be also different colors of felted pens, or just ABC. I think it's more essential and easier than to make so complicated groups. It's my opinion.
It will save teachers' time.
Yes, Inga?
It will save teachers' time. If the instruction is clear, if it is easy, the more easy it is to regroup the students, more time it saves. I think so.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, group number 3, please.
What about meet and match task? I liked it because it seemed creative for me, and there were kinesthetic elements for students to do, and then to move around and make the whole picture from the jigsaw one, and I liked it very much. So it was quite good.
Okay, so we have lots of techniques how to make groups, and it help us to make different groups. Sometimes students want to sit with the partner, and this grouping help us to make different kind of groups and so on. And how will you adapt to this grouping techniques in your classes? How will you adapt?
Very often.
How will you adapt? In what ways?
At first it was not easy. At first they were a little confused, but on the second attempt and on the third attempt they arranged themselves quite quickly and very easily.
Okay.
But we have to take into consideration that we need a group of the students who are mixed abilities, so weak students, strong students. So how can we avoid this process? Who can suggest? The ladies.
Okay.
How can we avoid?
She's asking how can we
Noise.
How can we adapt to this? How can we adapt these activities? We are speaking. Yeah. Irma?
What about our the technique we used? I will say some words about it. We can use not instead of pictures. We can use words. For example, words of expressing animals, and instead of picture of sport, we can use names of famous sportsmen,
Yes.
and so we can distribute these things instead of parts of pictures, and do this. So it can be kind of a modification of this technique we have just done.
Okay. Yes, Rita. Rita. Yes, please.
You can also, instead of the names of the animals, you can give the students different colored pieces of papers and tell them to choose any color they want, and then you can say, for example, all yellows go make one group together, all reds together, and so on, to make it simpler.
So, as for adapting, I think that the grouping is not only essential for when you want to group some students and rearrange, or like this one, or peer them. Grouping is essential for the more warm activity, or maybe for a comprehension check. Just if I taught my students, so for example, past simple tense or irregular verbs, we can just arrange them and just to have the comprehension task. And do it on purpose and not because I want to group my students in a way. So we can just adapt in a way we need, just according to our topics.
So the aim of my session was to show some grouping techniques, and I think that you show different ways how to make groups, and I think that you will use these techniques in your lesson. Thank you very much.
Thank you.